Chapter 25. This is the word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the people of Judah in the 4th year of Jehoiakim son of Josiah, king of Judah, which was the 1st year of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. The prophet Jeremiah spoke concerning all the people of Judah and all the residents of Jerusalem as follows: From the 13th year of Josiah, son of Amon, king of Judah, until this very day, 23 years. The word of the Lord has come to me, and I have spoken to you time and time again, but you have not obeyed. The Lord sent all his servants and prophets to you time and time again, but you have not obeyed or even paid attention. He announced, "Turn each of you from your evil way of life and from your evil deeds. Live in the land the Lord gave to you and your ancestors long ago and forever. Do not follow other gods to serve them and to bow and worship to them, and do not anger me by the work of your hands. Then I will do you no harm." Now he said that, but you have not obeyed me. This is the Lord's declaration. With the result that you have angered me by the work of your hands, meaning the carved images, and brought disaster on yourselves. So carved images meaning carved idols, like the statue of Buddha, any statue that is representative of some kind of God that was made by man. That's what he means by the work of your hands. Therefore, this is what the Lord of armies says: because you have not obeyed my words, I am going to stand for all the families of the north. This is the Lord's declaration, and stand for my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and I will bring them against this land, against its residents, and against all these surrounding nations. And I will completely destroy them and make them an example of horror and scorn and ruins forever. I will eliminate the sound of joy and gladness from them, the voice of the groom and the bride, the sound of the millstones, and the light of the lamp. This whole land will become a desolate ruin, and these nations will serve the king of Babylon for 70 years. When the 70 years are complete, I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation, this is the Lord's declaration, the land of the Chaldeans, for their iniquity, and I will make it ruined forever. I will bring on the land all my words I have spoken against it. All that is written in this book that Jeremiah prophesied against all the nations. For many nations and great kings will enslave them, and I will repay them according to their deeds and the work of their hands. And when I got to the fall of Babylon, which is later on in Jeremiah, y'all, I promise, y'all have got to read this. Y'all have got to read Jeremiah for yourselves. The cup of God's wrath. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, said to me: Take this cup of the wine of wrath from my hand and make all the nations to whom I am sending you drink from it. They will drink, stagger, which vomit, and go out of their minds because of the sword I am sending among them. Can you imagine being drunk off your behind and then having to go into war? You might as well just lay there and perish. So I took the cup from the Lord's hand and made all the nations to whom the Lord sent me drink from it. Jerusalem and the other cities of Judah, its kings and its officials, to make them a desolate ruin, an example for scorn and cursing, as it is today. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, his officers, his leaders, all his people, and all the mixed peoples, all the kings of the land of Uz, all the kings of the land of Philistines, Ashkelon, Gaza, Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod, Edom, Moab, and the Ammonites, all the kings of Tyre, all the kings of Sidon, all the kings of the coast, and Dedan, Tema, Buz, and all those who clip the hair on their temples, all the kings of Arabia, and clip the hair on their temples, it says, or live in distant places. All the kings of Arabia and all the kings of the mixed peoples who have settled in the desert, all the kings of Zimri, all the kings of Elam, and all the kings of Media, and all the kings of the north, both near and far from one another, that is, all the kingdoms of the world throughout the earth. Everybody. Finally, the king of Shishak, which means Babylon, will drink after them. So, yes, they will be the last to fall. Then you are to say to them, this is what the Lord of armies, the God of Israel says, drink, get drunk, and vomit. Fall down and never get up again, as a result of the sword where I am sending among you. If they refuse to accept, so this letter C is when, not if, when, because that's what's going to happen. They refuse to accept the cup from your hand and drink. You are to say to them, this is what the Lord of armies says. You must drink, for I am already bringing disaster on the city that bears my name. So how could you possibly go unpunished? You will not go unpunished, for I am surrounding a sword against all the inhabitants of the earth. That is the declaration of the Lord of armies. So there are lands, and cities that thought that, oh, I don't deserve to be punished. I should still be able to do what I want to do. Oh, because I'm God's chosen people, that I can still do what I want to do because in the end, he's going to forgive me. No, that's not how that works. He's still going to punish you. Yeah, he's still going to punish you. Judgment on the whole world. As for you, you are to prophesy all the things to them and say to them, the Lord roars from on high. He makes his voice heard from his holy dwelling. He roars loudly over his grazing land. He calls out with a shout like those who tread grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. The tumult reaches to the ends of the earth because the Lord brings a case against the nations. He enters into judgment with all humanity. As for the wicked, he hands them over to the sword. This is the Lord's declaration. This is what the Lord of armies says. Pay attention. Disaster spreads from nation to nation. A huge storm is stirred up from the ends of the earth. Those slain by the Lord on that day will be scattered from one end of the earth to the other. They will not be mourned, gathered, or buried. They will be like manure on the soil surface. Sheesh. Like, y'all know what manure is used for, right? Like, because you know we're made from dirt, so therefore we're going back into the ground. But however, we're going to be used as manure on the earth's surface, not going in the ground. Can't be buried. We're not even worthy enough to be buried. Just laid out in the street. Wail, you shepherds, and cry out. Roll in the dust, you leaders of the flock, because the days of your slaughter have come. You will fall and become shattered like a precious vase. Flight will be impossible for the shepherds, and escape for the leaders of the flock. Hear the sound of the shepherd's cry. The wail of the leaders of the flock, for the Lord is destroying their pasture. Peaceful grazing land will become lifeless. Because of the Lord's burning anger, he has left his den like a lion, for their land has become a desolation. Because the sword, or burning, of the oppressor, because of his burning anger. Now, this is judgment on the whole world. This is everybody. No one is excluded.